Welcome in to Falcon Radio here with BGSU Women's Soccer in the 34th Battle of I-75. I'm Henry Costco alongside Carter Leonard for your first Falcon Radio broadcast of soccer of the season. And we have a big one here. The Battle of I-75 is the biggest game for either of these teams, Bowling Green and Toledo. This rivalry goes back in extremely long ways, all the way back to 1997. Bowling Green is going to be looking to make it 12-17-1 in this one. As they go forward to try to get their second straight win after an impressive performance at Ball State on Thursday, where they put up a 2-0 win against a team that scored 13 goals in their last two games leading up to that one. As we look at the defense, Taylor Green, Isabel Gilmore have been the big spots for Bowling Green. Them and Madison Vukas have led the team to back-to-back shutouts, 4 straight going back to Cleveland State and Oakland 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be their defensive efforts trying to win this game. You know, back-to-back shutouts, as you mentioned, Henry.
Yeah.
And one other thing about the defensive efforts that they're going to have to really focus on is number 24 for Toledo, Gabby Anulaire. You know, leading the team in scoring this year. That is someone that you're going to have to watch out for if you're on the Bowling Green side of the field.
Yeah, one common theme you're going to be hearing about throughout this game is the amount of freshmen that have really been contributing for this Toledo team. New head coach, second-year head coach Mark Batman coming in after an impressive rebuilding season, going from a 2-win team in 2022 to a 7-win team in 2023. He's really been doing a lot for this program. You'll see Gabby Anulaire at the midfield. She's the leader in points for this Toledo team. We'll see a lot of veteran talent mixed with a lot of younger freshman talent as we move forward. Looking at this Bowling Green team, we'll get you started with the starting lineups here. We'll start you off with Bowling Green starting off at the midfield. It'll be Reagan Riley, followed by Emily Butera, Lexi Zerwin, Emily Haller, Bryn Gardner, Taylor Green, Michelle Hookstadt, Isabel Gilmore, Emma Stransky, Christine Ernman, and rounding it out, of course, with Madison Vukas in goal. For Toledo, it'll be Agnes Stenlund, the junior goalkeeper, starting. The Swedish goalkeeper starting there in the back of the net. It'll be Abigail Murata, Tori Lyncha, Brooklyn Whitehead, Olivia Dalt, Grace Tursky, Miranda Sullivan, Kema Amakri, Gabby Anulaire, as we mentioned earlier, Emily Mann, and Delaney Renalo will round out the lineups for Toledo. We'll look forward to kickoff here as we get closer to the anthems. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back with you. You're listening to BGSU Women's Soccer right here on Falcon Radio. Welcome back to Cochran Stadium here for the Battle of I-75 between Bowling Green and Toledo. We're all done with anthems, and we're about ready for kickoff here. But first, let's kick over to Carter. Some keys to the game for Bowling Green today.
Like we mentioned in the pregame, defense is going to be the name of the game if you want to stop Toledo. You know, it's just a major important part of soccer, and with the amount of defensive momentum that Bowling Green has had to start out the year, who's to say that momentum can't keep up? And they're going to have to keep doing that as this match starts.
Yeah, Toledo's struggled offensively so far this year. You're hard-pressed to find an offensive category where they are above 10th out of 12 in the MAC. They only have one game out of their Division I opponents that they've scored over one goal. That was against Cincinnati all the way back on August 18th. Looking back at some of their more recent results, a 1-0 loss to Kent State. That was at Toledo on Thursday to open up MAC play. They preceded that with a win at Oakland and a win versus Ohio Dominican. So they're looking towards the bottom of the MAC standings right now, 3-4-1 overall record, and of course 0-1 to start conference play for Toledo. And it's been a bit of a different story recently for Bowling Green, especially in terms of their first MAC opponent, Ball State, where they came out with a 2-0 win in Muncie after some offensive struggles against Oakland the week before, where they resulted with a 0-0 tie. They could not get many offensive looks going. 17 shots, 7 shots on goal, just not able to get the ball across the net. Michelle Hookstadt will kick off here as we are getting ready for the kickoff of the 34th annual Battle of I-75 right here at Cochran Stadium.
Let's hope to see if the offense could get into some rhythm.
Yeah, the big look for Coach Fox is this possession-based system. They like to keep the ball, especially in the back four, defense and midfield, as much as they possibly can. We're going to see a lot of that today, especially against, as I mentioned, an offense that's been struggling for Toledo. Emma Butera will send it back to the goalkeeper, Agnes Stenlund, and we are underway in the Battle of I-75. Pretty good crowd here today on a bit of a cloudy and overcast Sunday afternoon as we're getting ready for some rain coming up here to Cochran Stadium tonight.
A little bit of a breeze in the air. Nothing wrong with that.
Here's our with the header, trying to find Haller. Instead, we'll find Miranda Sullivan, and that will go out of bounds for the first throw-in of the game. There's Taylor Green on defense here for Kema Amakri. Now Erdman on him, and it's going to go into the box, but Gilmore will send it out. Looks like it'll be a corner kick for Toledo, a really hot start for them.
Definitely want to be on the offensive attack here if you're Toledo, but don't count out Bowling Green's defense to start out.
Grace Tursky will take the corner kick for Toledo. That's a grad student. That's one of their captains, Toledo native. Went to St. Ursula Academy. She's played every game so far this year, and she's been a force up there at the striker position. Both hands up, and she's going to send it into the box. I'll be a shot on goal, and it's in! Right off the bat, defenseman Delaney Ronaldo sends a header right into the back of the net, and Toledo off to a hot start, 1-0 early on. Wow, how about that?
Yeah, like we said, you want to keep that defensive presence up. Not that they did anything wrong there, but that's just one of those. It's one of those minor details that you have to be on top of if you want to keep up the defensive presence if you're Bowling Green.
Ronaldo just didn't have anyone on her as the ball just went to the box, and she just had a free look, went right over Madison Bucas' head into the top right corner of the goal, and we are off to a hot start. Quick and easy, not similar to the last couple games for Bowling Green. Not much scoring from the other team, and that's the first goal that Madison Bucas has allowed in 4 games, Carter.
Yeah, it's really wild to think about.
Right. It's unnatural to see a ball going to the back of the net behind her as Isabel Gilmore will send it to Taylor Green, and they'll try to reset. Look for a big offensive push as that goes up, tries to go up to Lexi Zerwin, and it'll be sent back to Emmy Butera instead and back to Gilmore. Reagan Riley is starting back there at the right back position. That's a freshman for Bowling Green. She's been great so far in her first year, hailing from Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
Now they really got to find a way to get the momentum switch to their side. Don't want to get Toledo off and running despite their offensive struggles to start out the season.
Yeah, they've come into this one quick and energetic. You don't want to give them a second goal as of right now. Taylor Green will take the throw in from Toledo, and they'll send it back to Isabel Gilmore. We'll be saying those two names a lot as they keep extremely heavy possession of the ball for Bowling Green.
Yeah, definitely some of the key players you definitely want to watch out for, especially Taylor Green.
Yeah, Taylor Green, sophomore this year. She's really having a breakout year after freshman year where she really started to get going towards the end of the year. And she's been she's had such a big impact just because of her ability, her confidence to not just play on the ball, but to be able to create both defensive and offensive looks off the ball. As Reagan Riley will send a throw into Hochstadt here.
And another thing about Division I players beginning is that some of them just take time. Some of them don't really break out right away. You have to get into a rhythm. You have to get fitted into the system well, and that's when the breakout really starts. So It'll be interesting to see how her career progresses out here at BG.
Who's Green on the ball now, covered by Amakri. To Butera, she'll get challenged by Sullivan. Now back to Green, to Gilmore. She's gonna send the ball all the way up the right side, but it'll get sent away by Ronaldo, the goal scorer.
Lots of back and forth movement going on right now.
It's Butera trying to find Stransky over there on the right side, but that will go a little too far for her to reach it, and it'll go out behind the net for a goal kick. While we have a second, make sure to check out bgfalconmedia.com and twitterx.com/bg_FMSN for all things BG athletics related. Agnes Stenlund will take the goal kick for Toledo. Stenlund, a junior residing from Finspång, Sweden. It's her first year at Toledo after transferring. At Niagara, where she came from. She only had 1 goal allowed in 2023 and 3 games played. An average goals against of 1, which is very good considering our low sample size. She really came here looking for more minutes, and she's got them, and she's found herself in a pretty good starting role so far this year. Gilmore will force the ball up over to Hochstadt. And she'll try to find Riley, who's pretty far up as a defender over there on the right side. Trying to win the challenge, and she will not. Ronaldo will take it and take it the other way. With a bit of momentum. As nice takeaway by Taylor Green, but it'll go right back to Ronaldo and forward. A little bit too far all the way to Madison Vukas.
But one thing that you have to really, that you can't really ignore or not notice is the fact of the level of intensity that's so far Bowling Green has been bringing since they've been on offense. I mean,
yeah.
Yes, the score is 1-0 for Toledo, but they're not afraid of going and try to be on the attack mode. So it'll be interesting to see if they could capitalize off those big moments once they get down the field.
Man, send a ball to Grace Tursky over there in the corner. It looks like Owen will be knocked out by Reagan Riley, and it'll be another corner kick for Toledo this time on the other side of the field. See if they can have similar success here after, of course, their first corner resulted in a Bowling Green goal, or a Toledo goal, excuse me. Here's the captain. She'll take it close over to Lyncha. Lyncha will send the ball into the box. Managed to be headed away, but all the way back to Mann, and Mann will send it up. Vukas handle it after Mann tried to send it up to Brooklyn Whitehead. Really close to the goal, but Vukas right there for the taking. And it's another chance avoided for Bowling Green.
Definitely want to start getting that defense into a solid rhythm here, and that's a good way to, definitely a good way to start out.
Yeah, good way to regain the confidence for Vukas after her early goal that she let in. Green looks to Erdman over there on the left side, right next to Coach Fox on the Bowling Green sideline, and it'll be a throw-in for Erdman.
Noticing definitely a lot of spacing for Bowling Green, trying to find spots where they can set themselves up for in prime position of trying to get themselves on the board.
Just a bit about Toledo goal scorer Delaney Ronaldo. That was her second goal of the year. Her first came in their 3-0 win against, of course, non-Division I opponent Ohio Dominican 2 games ago. She's a grad student hailing from Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania. This is her first year at Toledo after 4 years at Kent State. She's had a great start so far to her first year as a Rocket. Gilmore will hold possession as Bowling Green tries to get some offensive pressure going. It's been all Toledo, really. So far, not much going offensively for Bowling Green.
Definitely don't want to give Toledo too much momentum, otherwise things might go wrong very, very soon. But we'll see what Bowling Green can do with the ball right here.
Transy forward. Nice move over Ronaldo. She's going to send one into the box, but it'll be just too far to the left for Emily Haller. Wasn't quite able to get to it, and that'll go out for a Toledo goal kick.
Definitely was not a bad setup at all. Sometimes you have to take those chances when they're presented to you.
Yeah, good offensive look for Bowling Green overall in that situation. The thing that Chris Fox, head coach, first year head coach for Bowling Green coming over from Morehead State, the thing that he really tries to focus on is just high volume of chances. That's why his possession-based system can manage to be so successful at times, because they're unrelenting, making defenses are really well worn out just time after time after time. We saw that last week where they scored 2 second-half goals. It's Emma Stransky, nice move on Ronaldo. That's a big matchup to watch so far as she wins it, and she'll get open space into the box. Another move not quite there. She tried to do a little 2-foot move, but it's sent out, and it'll be recovered by Toledo's Ronaldo. We'll send it up for a mockery up there. Covered by Gilmore. Nice takeaway by Butera. Bowling Green will take back possession over to Hochstadt.
Yeah, Gilmore definitely playing very, very aggressively right now.
Down to the other side, Taylor Green covered by a mockery. She'll send it up, a lot of free space for her. Over to Christine Urban. Will she be able to keep it in bounds? Not quite. A little too far for Erdman, and it'll be a Toledo throw-in. Miranda Sullivan sending it in. And it was aiming for a mockery, but Taylor Green will take it away, and Bowling Green will retain possession once again. Green's offense too. Statistically similar so far. Not really anyone has been taking the wings as the main offensive producer. Bowling Green's offense too. Statistically similar so far. Anyone has been taking the wings as the main offensive producer. Agnes Stenlin will take the goal kick for Toledo.
Lots and lots of back and forth action right now as we speak. You know, just Bowling Green just once again staying on the attack mode and just
There's Green on possession now. Mockery wins the challenge, and that looks like it'll be a foul called on Mockery. Maybe a bit of a push off there as Green fell to the ground, and Bowling Green will retain possession. We're getting to the 35-minute mark here at Cochran Stadium. 1-0 Toledo leads after an early goal by Delaney Rinaldo.
Yeah, definitely lots of contact on Green there, but she was able to get up and keep on going.
From Green back to Vukas and over to Gilmore. Gilmore will charge it up. Try to make something happen up here at the midfield line. She'll send it over to Riley. It's forward up the right side and a nice takeaway there. That's Grace Tursky, the captain, and there's space up there for a Mockery as the ball goes right to her, but there's 3 Falcons on her, and Gilmore will get the takeaway as a Mockery falls to the ground along with Pitera. Gilmore will push it up to Hoekstad, and they'll try to find Stransky again over here on the right side, but again the ball just not there, and Agnes Stenlin will take control.
When she fell, it looked like a Mockery was looking for some sort of call there, but not available at that current time.
Here's Reagan Riley. Back to Vukas once again. Madison Vukas, as we mentioned earlier, junior goalkeeper. She's had back-to-back shutouts going into this game. She really had an impressive season for the Falcons. Junior out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Attended Pittsburgh Riverhounds Academy back there in high school. She started to play handily here on and off last year as Lily Berg was the main goalkeeper. After she graduated, Madison Vukas was chosen to take over the goalkeeper role, and she's really excelled so far this year.
Yeah, and so far in this game as well, preventing Toledo from going up 2-0 earlier in the game, and she has done a really solid job so far in this match.
Here's Gilmore to Hoekstad. Over to Riley as she'll try to give Stransky another look, but again, I think I'm repeating myself over and over here. A little bit too far for Stransky, and it'll be another goal kick for Toledo.
Toledo definitely likes playing keep away here, and in some cases that you really have to. You know, nothing on Bowling Green. It's just Toledo's offense has had a very monumental start right now. Let's see if Bowling Green can answer with just a little over 30 minutes to go in this match, or this half, excuse me.
Yeah, Toledo with the early start. Bowling Green's going to be playing from behind as of right now. They're really trying to push the offensive looks, trying to create a lot of goal chances. A Mockery will take it off the goal kick, and Hoekstad will get the turnover. They'll go over to Riley. As Grace Tursky challenges Riley, but Gilmore manages to get it away. And what could have been dangerous there for the Rockets. There's Emily Mann. Over to Annulaire, the freshman midfielder. Back over to Sullivan. Here's Whitehead, who's going to get it knocked out by Pitera, and it'll be another throw-in for Toledo.
As this whole thing goes on, we're definitely seeing a lot more contact go on. It'll be very interesting to see if this becomes a little bit more physical, not in the harmful way, but just both defense from each team is just really, really aggressive right now.
William retains possession up over to Bryn Gardner, striker. She has a lot of space up near the box. Tries to find Emma Stransky, but that one's sent away by Toledo back to Christine Erdman, and they will reset. One thing that Bowling Green did so well in their match against Ball State on Thursday was their ability to create end-to-end offense and not just rely on their gradual possession-based push forward, try to find balls to Emma Stransky, and they were really able to make some drastic changes and find some great energy, especially in the second half where Elena Unkefer and Britt Gardner scored those 2 goals.
Yeah, and with offense, there's definitely a lot of variables that do work and some that you have to try out every now and then. That's what gets you the win at the end of the day. So
it'll go out, and it'll be a Toledo throwing once again. Right next to head coach Mark Batman. Toledo, that'll go out for another throw-in off of the head of Lexi Zerwin.
trying to find someone to get to, and she's got it.
Gilmore retains possession over to Riley. With Tursky and Amakri challenging. What a lot of defenses love to play against Bowling Green is this sort of chaser up at the front that kind of tries to disrupt the defensive motion of Gilmore and Green and how much they have possession back there, and Amakri has been taking that role.
Yeah, and Toledo has definitely done a very solid job so far in this match as Bowling Green tries to march down the field.
Gardner with a takeaway. It goes over to Stransky. Stransky's going to have a look, and it's going to be great defense sent away, but she tries to pass to Hoekstad. That one's taken away. That's Gabby Anywhere, the freshman, and still try to send it forward over to Tursky. That one's taken away by Riley. Forward to Haller, and it looked like she might have been grabbed. Will not get the foul on that one. That was Miranda Sullivan as she'll take the ball the other way for Toledo.
Raised her hand up wanting the call. Unfortunately, it was not there for her.
There's Erdman over to Haller. They'll try to get another chance quickly into the box. For Stransky, not quite. It will be sent back by Ronaldo. Hoekstad will try to retain possession, and she'll keep it. It'll go back to Butera, but Bowling Green retains possession here. It'll go back to Green. Extremely forward for this defense right now. Taylor Green almost at the Toledo bench past the midfield line. Butera back to Green. Butera back to Gilmore, and Bowling Green will reset.
One thing that I've noticed for Toledo is that Amakri has really been doing a solid job trying to stay on defense, and she's been very, very aggressive so far, and that's been one of the standout defensive players for Toledo so far in this match.
Yeah, due to the no substitution limit, these strikers can really be really energetic when they're defending and trying to keep the ball from going forward from these back line defenders like Gilmore and Green. Ronaldo will get a takeaway. She'll try to send it up there to Emily Mann, the midfielder. Toledo guarded closely by Butera back to Ronaldo, and Ronaldo will just send it out for a throw in for Reagan Riley. A couple subs coming in here soon for Toledo. They're lining up right at the midfield line. We'll see them shortly for the Rockets. 27 minutes to go here in the first half of the 34th Battle of I-75 right here at Cochran Stadium. Your score 1-0 Toledo after an early goal in the first few minutes by defender Delaney Ronaldo.
Definitely tumble there from one of the Toledo players.
Yeah, another chance that'll go right back to Stenland. And that was a foul on the Bowling Green offense there, and it'll be a goal kick for the Rockets. A lot of offensive pressure so far, especially after that first goal, Carter.
Yeah, definitely. Just trying to keep up that momentum up and whatnot. I believe the player who took the tumble for Toledo was Delaney Ronaldo, number 38.
Your goal scorer for the Rockets. Stenland will send that one past the midfield line. Bounce around for a little bit before it gets to Grace Tursky as she falls on the contest by Reagan Riley and Gilmore. And then now on a foul. Now I'll go the other way for Bowling Green. Foul was on Kema Amakri. We've said her name a lot so far, Amakri, a junior. Out of Hazlitt, Michigan, played every game so far this year. She has one career goal 2 years ago against Western Michigan.
Definitely seems like the defensive players so far. I mean, she's really been aggressive, as I've said before, and, you know, just being on the attack mode when it comes to any Falcon having the ball right now. So it'll be interesting to see how her defensive presence progresses in this game.
3 subs coming in here for Bowling Green. or for Toledo, excuse me, it'll be Chloe Totolini coming in for number 20, Olivia Dalt. Morgan Spittler coming in, the freshman from Centerville, Ohio, for Toledo as well.
Yeah, if you're Bowling Green, this is pretty much exactly how the first goal for Toledo started. It was a, you know, a kick into the goal area, and that's basically how we got up to this point. So you definitely want to make that same mistake again if you're Bowling Green.
Another corner kick for Toledo into the box, and it'll be right to Madison Vukas. Quick work of that one, and they'll try to go fast. Back to Emma Stransky, she's going to try to run it. Send a ball forward to Bryn Gardner's way forward. It's going to be a 1-on-4 for her. She's going to wait for the rest of her team.
And what a job by Vukas staying on goal. And we have a little bit of collision right there.
That was Emma Stransky and Grace Tursky. That got into it, and looks like Tursky will be charged with the foul. Michelle Hoekstadt will get a free kick, and they'll try to send into the box here, see if they can get something going for the Falcons.
On offense, you really try your best to minimize as much mistakes as possible, but those things do in fact happen.
Ball sent in for Hoekstadt, and that one is right to goalkeeper Agnes Stenland. It'll go the other way. So we reach the 23-minute mark. It's been relatively calm so far after the opening goal by Toledo, but we've seen steady offensive chances by Bowling Green to this point.
As we mentioned earlier, definitely a lot of back and forth action for both teams, no matter if it's Bowling Green on the ball or Toledo on the ball.
Yeah, it's been a pretty end-to-end game to this point, as Ronaldo will send the throw in to a Mockery, guarded by Gilmore. That one's taken away by Hoekstadt and to Green, and over to Zerwin. Now he'll be sent up. They're trying to get something going end-to-end here. Trying to find Haller on the left side, but it'll be Spittler, the freshman, that recovers it. Butero will win the throw-in as we have one more substitution here coming in for Toledo. It'll be number 8, Karis Bordeaux, the sophomore out of Sylvania, Ohio. Coming in for number 21, Grace Tursky. Zerwin on the ball, challenged by Chloe Totolini, the new sub for Toledo, and that one will go back to Green, and Bowling Green will reset once again.
If you're Bowling Green, you definitely want to capitalize on these multiple opportunities when you do have the ball and try to get down in their own territory, as we see right here.
There's Butera looking to Green on the left side. Bowling Green trying to get another steady offensive chance going here as they'll send it in the middle. For Erdman, aggressive challenge there by Allie McBeth.
Both sides definitely not afraid to make contact with each other, as I wouldn't say it's definitely a pushing and shoving, but they're not afraid to mix it up.
That one's sent out of bounds by Toledo, and it'll be a Bowling Green. Looks like it'll be a corner for Michelle Hoekstadt. Your other substitution for Toledo. They made 4 to this point. Allie McBeth has came in, the junior midfielder from Fishers, Indiana. Here's Erdman into the box off the corner. That'll be headed away and right to Emily Haller. And she tried to pass to Riley, but that one's taken away by a Mockery. Ball a little too far forward, and it's going to be sent a little bit back, but back forward for Toledo. Taylor Green will be on coverage of Totolini here.
Toledo trying to find some breathing room right now as they're kind of backed up into a corner, as Bowling Green on the defensive attack trying their best to take the ball away.
That one taken away from Totolini by Taylor Green, and it'll be sent back the other way for another Bowling Green possession retention.
Definitely a grab on the jersey right there.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call on the foul there. Grace Tursky coming up behind Michelle Hochstad, and with a pull down there, and it'll be a retention for Bowling Green. Toledo playing extremely aggressive defense all around the ball, as that one's sent out by Gabby Annulaire. It'll be a Bowling Green throw-in.
Besides the fouls, Toledo has definitely been playing a lot of textbook defense right now, trying to, you know, be aggressive, you know, not be afraid, and, you know, it's basically what's pushing Bowling Green into a lot of mistakes right now, and a little bit you kind of wonder and ask yourself if Bowling Green is missing a lot of opportunities when they get on Toledo's territory here.
3 substitutions coming in for Bowling Green. That's Jaden Frigerio over there taking over for Reagan Riley in the right back position. Michelle Hochstadt will come out, and the freshman Alexis Sopralis will come in. That'll be Lily Babel over on the left wing position taking over. With some new bodies over here for Bowling Green as they try to get a goal here before the 19 minutes wind down to the end of halftime.
Before this kickoff, it's always a good time to regroup and, you know, rethink your mentality before you get right back into action.
Foul there on Sopralis, and it'll be a free kick right near the midfield line for Toledo. Looks like it'll be the grad student Tori Lyncha, who just checked in 3 seasons at Xavier before transferring to Toledo after the 2023 season. Played every game so far, but only 1 point to her name, an assist against Detroit Mercy. That one sent really far into the box, and a header off of the head. I believe that was Gilmore right off the post. Got lucky there, almost an own goal. That one attempts to get sent back into the box, but looks like Lily Babel will clear that out to Bryn Gardner, who's up on her own.
There's definitely nothing worse than scoring your own goal by accident, you know. I get it, there's a lot of movement going on, but you can't make those types of mistakes, because
yeah, there's not a real way to control a header, especially in that situation. It can be extremely tough.
A little bit of arm grabbing there.
Yeah, the aggressiveness continues. That was Cameron Cole, freshman, on Jaden Frigerio with a pretty aggressive battle between the two, but no foul called. Toledo retaining possession right now. Up to Macbeth at the midfield.
Bowling Green trying to back them up in their own territory here. Toledo definitely with some breathing room.
There's Abigail Murata challenged by Bryn Gardner. Murata will send it to the midfield where Gilmore send it forward to Stransky. Stransky maybe trying to get a ball for Bryn Gardner. She had a look off the left side, but to no avail. 17 minutes left now in the first half. Toledo leads 1-0 as we're in the 34th battle of I-75 between Bowling Green and Toledo.
That ball will roll out.
Another substitution for Toledo. It became a mockery coming out for Toledo. Checking in, number 18, Kayla Flory, sophomore from Silver Lake, Ohio. She's on the ball right now with Babel pressuring. Over to Macbeth. A big scrum right here, 2v3, but Taylor Green will prevail right outside the box, and he'll send it back as that one's. Bryn Gardner had a chance there to get it around defender for a throw-in.
And right there, that was that defensive aggressiveness that Bowling Green has definitely been known for, especially on the ladies' side when it comes to soccer. And, you know, textbook defense right there. Like you said, Henry, a little bit of a scrum, but you have to bring that intensity every single time.
Managed to just hound the ball handler as much as they could. 3 defenders there, and managed to get the ball out of the box and avoid trouble. Ronaldo gets another takeaway on Emma Stransky. That's been a really aggressive one-on-one matchup over there all day.
Yeah, both sides have been going back and forth with each other, but you love to see that.
That's what makes this rivalry so fun to watch, and why it's really been a staple for both of these programs over the past, really the entire history of both women's soccer programs, as I mentioned in the pregame, dating back to 1997. This rivalry is Bowling Green looking to make it 5 straight games without a loss against this team, dating back to the MAC tournament matchup in 2017.
And not just soccer, but just any sport in general. When these two programs match up each other, it's always must-watch in the MAC conference. So Battle of I-75 is definitely something special that everybody looks forward to every single year.
Battle of I-75 in the football realm will be one to watch this year. Both programs looking extremely competitive as 4 subs coming in for Bowling Green. Looks like I see Lauren Mahoney coming in for the Falcons alongside Lizzie Boltnick, Elena Unkefer coming in for the Falcons. Elena Unkefer scored a goal in her last game on Thursday against Ball State. That was a header off of a corner kick that gave her her 2nd goal of the season, her 2nd goal as a Falcon. Your other sub will be the freshman Haley Wolf from Rochester, Michigan.
And Delaney Ronaldo, before that continuation of the game, was definitely getting a stretch in her hamstring. That's one thing about, you know, this whole sport is that, you know, it's so violent on your body, despite the fact that there's not a whole, you know, it's not the biggest contact sport, but it definitely takes a toll no matter what.
Yeah, it's grueling, you know, regardless of, you know, comparing it to contact sports like football and everything, which you obviously can do. As Elena Unkefer challenging here as it goes over to Boltnick in front of the box. She'll try to find a ball for Sopralis. Bill go back to Boltnick in front of the box, but she won't be able to find anything. And Toledo will clear it out. Another great clearance by the Rockets.
Bowling Green trying to make some noise right here as they get the ball back right here.
Here's Wolf with the takeaway. She's going to do a little bit of 1-on-4 dribbling through a couple defenders over to Elena Unkefer in front of the box. That one intercepted by Macbeth, however. And she'll try to send a pass, but will be blocked by Babel and sent out by number 18, Kayla Flory.
A 1-on-4 matchup is definitely something that you don't want to be a part of, but it happens from time to time, and you have to get the job done regardless.
Throw in goes to Mahoney in front of the box. She'll have a couple defenders on here, and a little bit of a tough pass to Babel that will be recovered by Taylor Green. It's sent over to Isabel Gilmore. Jaden Frigerio coming off the bench after the freshman Reagan Riley started at that right back position. Butera, aggressive challenge there, but Toledo will retain possession, and Frigerio, after the 1-on-4 for Flory, will take it over for Bowling Green. I mean, Butera has played every minute so far for Bowling Green up to this point. She's been really impressive as a defensive midfielder that has been really vital in keeping the possession alive and keeping Fox's system really working all game. It's a really versatile position that retains the ball a lot, as Elena Unkefer will take control and find Lizzie Boltnick over on the right side. She'll have a chance to send a ball into the box. Players waiting over, but sent up into the air by Linsha. Unkefer trying to find Mahoney, finds Boltnick instead, who will send one into the box. And Agnes Stenlin will take it over. Another shot and another chance for Bowling Green, who've been getting close, but again, last week against Oakland, we've said a lot of the same, where they got chance after chance after chance after chance and weren't able to find the goal. 17 shots, 7 shots a goal in that game. Hopefully you won't see much of that so far, or towards the end of this one, as we're reaching 11 minutes left in the first half of the Battle of I-75.
Despite Toledo's lead, it doesn't really seem like that they're really prevailing all that much. You know, Bowling Green is, you know, obviously it's a 1-0 game, but they are still in it, and they're definitely not going away.
Yeah, Bowling Green challenging continuously, and at this pace, it seems like a goal is seemingly inevitable.
Just a matter of time.
We don't have access to the possession numbers, but they will be well in favor of Bowling Green right now. There's Lily Babel near the corner flag. She's going to send one in the box, or attempt to, but it'll hit the top of the net and go behind it. It'll be another goal kick for Agnes Stenlin, who's been pretty busy so far, especially in the second half of this first half.
Yeah, you said she's actually done a really solid job so far.
Battle of two junior goalkeepers between Madison Vukas and Stenlin, but of course both of them two different stories. Vukas been at Bowling Green her whole career. Agnes Stenlin, a side. Sending a ball forward for Elena Unkefer. That's really perfect that she'll get a look, but no one there to support her. Lizzie Bolnick on the right side, just not quite in position. Bowling Green, or Toledo will retain once again. One thing to mention about Toledo is how impressive their last couple of years have been, especially their 2023 season after a 2-win season in 2022 that led to the release of former head coach TJ Buckles and the new hiring of head coach Mark Batman, as there's a foul. I think that'll be called on Jaden Frigerio. It'll be Jaden Frigerio was the receiver of the foul. That one will be called on the freshman Cameron Cole, and it'll go the other way for Bowling Green.
Yeah, you mentioned the rebuild of Toledo and their 2-win season back in 2022. You know, normally for rebuilds, you know, it takes a minute, but some take longer than others, some take shorter than others. And the fact that there was a big 1-year difference for Toledo is pretty remarkable considering how good they've been the past year and a half.
This is a team that had a lot of successful teams back in the 2010s and the 2000s, especially under their former head coach is Brad Evans, the 14-year head coach for the Rockets. He saw a lot of success for them, and Mark Batman saw a lot of success at Ohio Northern. He spent 19 seasons with them. He led them to 7 NCAA tournament appearances, 5 conference tournament championships, and 8 regular season championships if you count 2 ties in 2020 and 2022. So he's been around the block quite a few years, and he's done an impressive job in his first couple of years at Toledo.
It'd be hard to say if his career isn't remarkable, because the stats that you mentioned off in the accolades is definitely something to always keep note of.
Foul called on Emmy Buteron. Will look to be a potential breakaway there for number 19, Chloe Toddolini, senior from Upland, California. Toledo has came to play definitely today. They had a rough result, a 1-0 loss to Kent State on Thursday. That allowed them to fall pretty far in the MAC standings, down to 3-4-1 on the year. Second worst overall in the MAC, only to the 2-4-2 Central Michigan Chippewas.
You really said, Henry, you know, just saying that Toledo came to play today, and you kind of have to, you know. I'm sure they were very aware of Bowling Green's defensive efforts, and if you could somehow get very, very aggressive on offense and, you know, set Bowling Green off and just not let them get into their good mindset, then BG might be in trouble here.
Yeah, BG's definitely had their work cut out for them as far as Babel will send a ball in the box, looking for Elaine Unkefer. But another takeaway by Toledo.
A lot of foot contact right there. 2-on-1.
Yeah, foul. That will go the other way for Toledo. A couple defenders that really need to be highlighted for them so far. Abigail Murata, number 6, playing the right back position for the Falcons. That's another freshman I mentioned. How many freshmen we see really making quality minutes? This player that has 6 games, played only 3 starts. But she played all 90 minutes last week against Kent State, and she must have impressed Coach Mark Batten because she received the start and has been in all game to this point.
And for freshmen, you know, having those stats to start out is definitely going to get a lot of people's attention as time goes on.
6.5 minutes left here. Battle of I-75 at Cochran Stadium. 6.5 minutes left in the first half. 1-0 score for Toledo over Bowling Green. As Isabel Gilmore will retain and head over to Alexis Aprelis. You see how close Toledo's really pressuring the defense right now. They are putting the energy forward with a few minutes ticking down here in the first half.
Falcons really need to get their offensive efforts going right here and a face plant for, I believe that was.
Yeah, Chloe Toddolini, a really rough challenge.
That's that intensity that we've been talking about so far from Toledo and their defensive presence. So be interesting to see how Bowling Green can respond to that.
Whenever these two teams play, regardless of what their record is or how many injuries each team is facing, the trials and tribulations that each team faces in the season, every team always brings their A game and brings the best game that they can bring to this matchup every year. That's what makes it so special, as Carter mentioned, not just in soccer, but in every sport we have here at Bowling Green.
Man, you said no matter the circumstances, you know, they're going to always bring their A game, and that's just, put in simply, another good reason why the Battle of I-75 is definitely something that everybody looks forward to, no matter which side of the program you're on, is something that everybody looks forward to every single year.
Here's Taylor Green, who will once again retain possession for Bowling Green after a kick from Toledo that was looking for the midfielder, sophomore Kayla Flory, who recently checked in.
Yeah, and you mentioned at the top of the broadcast that we were going to be talking a lot about Taylor Green today, and she's done a really good job trying to retain possession, trying to stay on that defensive side, and trying to make sure that Toledo doesn't pull away with the lead that they already have.
There's a ball from Lee Babel looking for Haley Wolf, but it will go to a throw-in for her, back to Emmy Butera. We'll try to send it in the box for Unkefer, a bit too far, and Rivaldo will take it for Toledo. But a good takeaway from Gilmore there, and she'll try to send it to Sopralis. Here's Mahoney.
Trying to find some room, trying to create.
Shajaria. Gilmore. Gilmore looking for Boltnick. Pass on target, but it'll go right back to Gilmore, and she'll send it over to Mahoney for a different look. 1v1 right here on the corner. Freshman on grad student here.
Yeah, being backed up into a corner is definitely a tough situation.
Mahoney on Ronaldo. Ronaldo will prevail and send it back to Taylor Green. Where Bowling Green will have to reset. Oh, and it'll be sent out, and it'll be Haley Wolf for another throw in here. 3 minutes left in the first half. Again, 1-0. The lead for the Toledo Rockets ahead of Bowling Green. 1-0 in MAC play for Bowling Green. 0-1 MAC play for Toledo. A win for Toledo with this current result would mean that both teams will be at 500 to start the year in conference play.
Toledo currently right now making substitutions.
Freshman Morgan Spitter checks out. Merritt Delk comes in, the freshman out of Wheeling, West Virginia.
That ball bounces into the trees, and it is out of here.
Merritt Delk, impressive freshman prospect. We've seen a couple of these recruits have really just come in and immediately contributed to 2021 National Sports Writers Association Soccer Player of the Year for Merritt Delk. That's a very prestigious high school award, one of the more prestigious ones you can win as a player. And of course, a 3-time All-Valley team player and an All-Valley captain in 2022.
Definitely one of the biggest prospects to look out for. Merritt Delk and accolades so far in her young career. Definitely done a good job for the Rockets.
Cameron Cole will send it over to Macbeth, who will clear the ball out, and Gilmore will take a throw in near the midfield line. Minute and a half left as the ref didn't like the position of Gilmore, and she'll move down a little bit. Send it over to Green.
Bowling Green trying their best to get a goal before the end of the half.
Green, great ball to Unkefer. That gets the ball forward extremely quickly. Back to Sopralis and over to Babel over there on the left side. Challenged by Bordeaux. She'll send it back. That's Haley Wolf over there on the left side. And the chance that looked really promising at first with the ball to Unkefer falls back to the defense. And
yeah, no doubt the setup was definitely nice on that, but just the Rockets once again swarming around the Falcons, just trying to keep that presence alive and just making sure that they did not get anywhere near the goal.
There's Wolf with the ball in for Unkefer. Promising chance there for the header, but great challenge on Unkefer. Looks like player down on the header. We'll see who that is in a second as Stenland retain the ball.
Definitely a little bit shaken up as she's currently trying to stand upright. Let's hope she's all right.
Yeah, those collisions there where you're challenging the ball in the box on a header, it can really be painful and have an impact on the player. It looks like that was number 9, Tori Lynch, a grad student out of Medina. Your Xavier transfer, first year for her with the team as well.
Again, it's just another case of that physicality, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast.
30 seconds ticking down here of the first half here at Cochran Stadium. It was 1-0 at Toledo. So Alexis Pralis will look at Mahoney over here in the midfield, who gets some open space past the midfield line and over to Lizzie Bownick, but intercepted.
Yeah, the setup there was just not what it needed to be right there. And that looks like that'll take us down to the end of the half.
Delaney Ronaldo over here shaking out about her goal scorer for Toledo, but she'll get up and it looks like she'll be okay after a physical first half. Comes to an end, your score 1-0 in favor of Toledo. We'll be back shortly to talk about what happened in this first half and what is to come in the second. You're listening to BGSU Women's Soccer right here on Falcon Radio. Welcome back to the 34th Women's Soccer Battle of I-75 here at Cochran Stadium. Your score is 1 for Toledo and Bowling Green. I'm Henry Cosco alongside my broadcast partner, Carter Leonard. Carter, what have you seen from the first half so far?
Well, I think it's just Toledo being very, very aggressive on offense. They knew what type of defensive presence that Bowling Green has brought so far in regards to competing against MAC conference competitors, and they've taken advantage of that early on in this match. That's how they got the 1-0 lead in. As far as Bowling Green goes, I mean, they're not particularly doing anything wrong on both offense and defense, but there have been times where we have seen them get in the Falcons try to rally back.
Yeah, as much possession as we've seen from Bowling Green, and as many chances as we've seen, they have yet to make much of a difference. Only 2 shots on goal to this point for Bowling Green. We're looking forward to the second half. What are some things that you're going to want to see Bowling Green improve on?
It's just the intensity on the offense. You know, their defense is still doing a solid job. You know, besides the corner kick which got Toledo the lead, you know, other than that, they've been, you know, aggressive. They've been on the ball. They've been doing what they need to be doing, and you know, trying to gain possession on offense, especially with you know, players like, you know, Taylor Green and Isabel Gilmore doing a really solid job with possession. You know, we're gonna have to see a lot more of that going into this second half.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot more looks towards the strikers and a lot less looks towards the back. As we look forward towards MAC play for the rest of the year, first game already happened on Thursday for pretty much every MAC team, but right now we have 6 games going on for you. Western Michigan is up 6-0 on Miami, Ohio right now. Western Michigan drew in their first match on Thursday, 3-1-4 on the year. Looks like they'll be making it 4-1-4 and 1-0-1 in MAC play for them. Also, Eastern Michigan and Buffalo beating Akron in their opener on Thursday. They're both tied at halftime. Central Michigan, we mentioned they were last in the MAC standings. Coming into this game, they are 1-0 up at Akron right now at halftime. Ball State, who took the 2-0 loss to Bowling Green on Thursday, tied to the team that beat Toledo on Thursday, Kent State. They're tied 0-0 at Kent. And one more game starting at 2 o'clock. That'll be OU playing NIU. If Bowling Green gets the win today, they will take first place in the MAC standings, currently at 2-0. Again, if they get the win. If not, they'll be at 1-1, same record for Toledo. If they win, they'll be at 1-1 on the year, 4-4-1 overall. That'll do it for us for our halftime report here on Falcon Radio. You are listening to the Battle of I-75, BG Women's Soccer, right here on Falcon Radio. Welcome back to the Battle of I-75 here at Cochran Stadium. 1-0 Toledo is your score as we start the second half. Teams coming out of their huddle. We've had an interesting first half between the physicality that we saw between both teams and the early goal by Toledo, followed by the possessive dominance by Bowling Green. It's going to be an exciting second half, Carter.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully Bowling Green can really reset right here and, try to take advantage of the second half while they still have it. A 45-minute half, first half didn't go the way they needed to, but at the end of the day, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So it'll be interesting to see if Bowling Green can prevail from what was a not so great first half for them.
A few substitutions around both teams. Came out Mockery will take the kickoff for Toledo as she comes back into the game. There's Emily Mann in for Toledo as that one will go to Lexi Zerwin. Both teams switch sides. Bowling Green going towards the softball field now over here on the north side of campus, while Toledo goes towards the practice soccer fields on the other side of Cochran Stadium. Taylor Green will retain possession, a great way to start off here in the second half.
Yeah, she did a good job maintaining possession during the first half. Hopefully we could see more of that from her in this one.
There's a great two-touch there by Emma Stransky, excuse me, over to Hoekstad, but not able to get it back to Stransky, and it'll be knocked out for a throw-in. That goes to Butera.
One thing that we don't really see changing is definitely the physicality, just what we saw in the first half. I definitely think that we're going to see a lot more of it in the second half. Just it's only going to be a matter of who really prevails in the end.
Yeah, as the clock ticks down, Bowling Green's going to get more and more desperate for that second goal that's really evaded them in the past couple weeks, especially at Cochran Stadium, where they had that 0-0 draw against Oakland last Thursday.
But first things first, they got to get on the board first to tie things up.
Right. Reagan Riley checked back in for Jane Frugeri over there at the right back position. She'll send it back over to Vukas. Bowling Green has had a lot of decent chances, but they've not really been able to get many good looks actually on goal. As active as Agnes Stenlin has been back there in the goal, she hasn't had a lot of work to do in terms of making saves. Only a pair of shots on goal for Bowling Green so far.
Yeah, no doubt, and it's just all about capitalizing on the opportunities that Bowling Green is going to be gifted to them.
Here's a good chance, Emma Stransky to bring Gardner here, but again, good defense. That's Tori Lynch back there that takes it away from Gardner and hands it over to Grace Tursky. Bowling Green takes it back, Reagan Riley. Over to Hoekstad, will take a shot on goal. Great save back to Zerwin with the deflection and the score. It's a goal for Lexi Zerwin.
And that's what we talked about in between the first and second half, bringing that offensive intensity to start out the second half. Bowling Green has done just that, with just a little over 3 minutes have been played in the start of the second half.
What a great way to find the space in the middle of the box. Second goal of the year for Lexi Zerwin. She had one against Findlay. But a great job just finding the space and getting the look. She had all the time in the world and executed it well. It's a 1-1 draw. It's a whole new game here in the Battle of I-75 at Cochran Stadium.
Now the momentum is definitely in Bowling Green's favor. Let's see if they could definitely capitalize off of it. A goal to start out the second half is always a really good start.
It's likely Michelle Hoekstad will get credited with that assist. She had a great ball into the box that gave Zerwin the chance that she needed to send that one past Agnes Stenlund.
And what a job by Bowling Green getting into Toledo's territory to set up that goal. That was definitely set up really, really well. And, bringing that intensity on the offense is something that you have to look out for.
That pass there by Taylor Green. That'll go to Brooklyn Whitehead, who will get challenged by Green. Green did not want to let that pass get away from her. And Toledo will back up a little bit, send it over to Sullivan over here on the right side.
There's that push in contact that we all know and love. Oh.
That was Christine Erdman. Excuse me.
Yeah, if you're Toledo right here, despite the game being tied up, you don't want to get in your own way and not try to make as many mistakes as Bowling Green did in the first half. So we'll see if the momentum can regain for Toledo, but the Falcons are off to a great start.
It looks like they're not going to back down on their offensive push as Taylor Green moves forward, looking for another chance for Bowling Green to take the lead and give themselves a 2-0 record in MAC play.
Storming down the field once again for Bowling Green.
That's Emma Stransky ripping off the right side, and she'll get fouled. I'll be right outside the box, and it'll be a Bowling Green corner kick. That was on Jenna Foley, senior. As Delaney Ronaldo came in and really tried to make that challenge happen and made it a little too aggressive. It looks like Emily Butera. It'll be a free kick, not a corner kick, right about 10 feet in front of the corner flag, about 5 feet away from the box. Looks like it'll be a yellow card awarded to Delaney Rivaldo.
I don't know about you, Henry, but we've played so far 4 minutes in this first half, and they're playing like it's the last 5. Both sides are.
Yeah, Bowling definitely come out swinging in this one. Here's Butera with the free kick. She'll take it short to Hoekstad, and the whistle blows. Not sure what happened there. Could have been a time issue or possibly some foul in the box. We pause. Butera will take the free kick again, it looks like.
And you mentioned the penalty on Delaney Ronaldo, and that's what we talked about just a few minutes ago. You know, Toledo having that monumental start to the game. You don't want to make too many mistakes since Bowling Green's momentum is
Butera
rolling.
into the box. Riley will take control after it's knocked out by Stunley. Gilmore will fire a shot into Zerwin. Zerwin will take a shot, but it'll be bounced back. And the whistle blows as Stransky gets one in the back, and then after the fact, and it'll go the other way for Toledo.
Looked like they were setting up to try to take the lead right there, you know. Really, really good job by the Bowling Green offense.
Stinlin's had a pretty good game overall back there for Toledo. Just sent a goal kick past the midfield line off the heads of a couple Toledo Rockets. And Lily Babel will win it overall.
A lot of head bump action going on right now.
Here's Michelle Hoekstad, great takeaway there by the Toledo Rocket. Gabrielle Annulaire. There's Sullivan looking forward there, but pass taken away by Erdman. Sullivan is looking for Whitehead there at the midfield, but couldn't find her. 1-1 game here as 5 minutes have elapsed in the second half, 40 to go. Bowling Green on the offensive push right now.
Definitely trying to find a lot of separation right now. Doesn't seem to be a lot right now as Toledo gets back on defense and they're trying to regain possession of this game.
There's Gilmore pushing forward with 2 defenders on her. A lot of space as she's finding as she's going to look for Urban. Little leading pass that's just not quite there.
A little too far out in front for her to get.
It seems we've seen a lot of that, not just in this game, but in the past 12 games where Bowling Green has had trouble scoring or they've been looking to do some extra work, as the defenders will be doing a lot more work than the midfielders are, and you seem to see a bit more motion as
Green goes down.
Wow. A push, the ball was already going out of bounds. It looked like Olivia Dull just gave Green a shove, and the ref's going to come over and talk to Taylor here. It's been a really, we talked about how physical the first half has been. It's been knocks over and shoves, and
we weren't lying
already.
We were not lying when we said that we would see a lot more of it in the second half. And so far we have gotten just that.
Miscue there from Reagan Riley, and it'll be a takeaway, a shot on goal, but a great save by Madison Vukas. Grace Tursky had the takeaway and didn't get much of a shot on goal, even though it was a one-on-one against the goalie. Great position by Madison Vukas to take away the angle, and it'll go the other way.
Once again, we got to give Madison Vukas her flowers. She has done a really solid job in this game, just being on goal, just doing what she needs to do. Do your job. That's all that matters.
Madison Vukas played every minute back there at the goalkeeping position for the Falcons so far. She's earned every one of those minutes. Here's Taylor Green. Up for Lexi Zerwin at the midfield. Some space for Lily Babel over here on the left wing. One-on-one with Ronaldo. Some nice footwork.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it looks like Sullivan will knock it out. And we'll have a Bowling Green throw-in, but some great work there by Babel to get a good look.
Sullivan was definitely not fazed by that footwork, but amazing job staying on her.
There's Taylor Green into the box. There was space there for Bryn Gardner if it was a little closer to her, but a little too far towards the goal, and Stinland will retain.
It's just really all about setting up the plays very nicely, you know, just making sure that you executed it very well, and just needs to do a little bit better job, but the setup is right there.
Toledo off the edge. Jimmy Butera just lets it go a little bit too far out. It looks like we might have a corner kick here for Toledo as they got some action going on the left side. It'll be Grace Tursky to take the corner, and Toledo is back in action. This is how they scored their first goal, Carter.
Yeah, definitely. You know, since that first goal by Toledo, you have to watch closely on the corner kicks for Toledo since that moment, because that's how they've been able to capitalize so far. And you can't, if you're BG, you can't let that same mistake happen again.
Here's Tursky on the corner kick. She's definitely sending this one in the box. No one near. It goes in. That one's bounced. It looked like off the leg of. Look, that was Ravallo again. But Madison Vukas will take it, and Bowling Green will go the other way. Trying to go fast pace. Here's Stransky. Left side looking for Gardner. Gardner's going to try to
What a hustle.
But a great defensive play there by Murata, getting in good position and saying that one out.
Once again, Madison Vukas, really good job stopping the ball from getting into the goal. Done a really solid job so far. As you mentioned, Henry still has played every minute.
The throw in.
Oh.
To Zerwin and a foul there. Yeah, that's Lexi and Brooklyn Whitehead getting into it. Whitehead's been one of the more physical players all night for Toledo. She's been in all day, and all day I should say, not all night.
We're not at night yet, Henry.
Not quite.
Not quite. We'll get there eventually.
Tori Lyncher will take the free kick for Toledo.
Bowling Green able to get it back.
She's looking for Whitehead, but not much there. Here's Erdman to Babel. Babel looking for Gardner. There's space if she can get to the ball. Two defenders on her, and that one will be sent out once again by Abigail Murata.
Yeah, that's just the difficulty of those 2-in-1 moments, especially if you have the ball. You know, it's so hard to create that separation, and you're hoping that someone is back there for you, and sometimes those cases happen and sometimes they don't. Yeah,
the consistent precision is where a lot of those chances will work out, and that's easier said than done. Great defense being played overall all day from Toledo. I've shouted out Abigail Murata already. It hasn't just been her, the goal scorer. Elena Rinaldo has been fantastic all night on the other side. Of course, Tori Lynch of the grad student there at the center back position, doing some work as well.
We've seen both teams move from side to side in the field laterally, and that's definitely been very fun to see as this game has gone on.
There's Taylor Green, good footwork. We'll avoid Olivia Dalt there, and she'll get it over. But that will go out of bounds, and it'll be a Toledo throw-in. Like she was looking for Reagan Riley on that pass. It's getting an earful from head coach Chris Fox, right there by the sideline where the ball went out.
Yeah, Fox definitely seems to be very fired up right now. Despite the beginning goal at the start of the second half for Bowling Green, there's definitely some things that need to be worked on here right now.
33 minutes ticking down here in the second half of the Battle of I-75 at Cochran Stadium. As Lexi Irwin has some space here, but she'll choose to retreat and reset to Taylor Green. Well, we have a second. broadcasts are not the only form of content that we produce for every game here at Falcon Media Sports Network. For live game updates, make sure to check out twitterx.com/BG_FMSN. And for previews and recaps of every women's and men's soccer game, make sure to check out bgfalconmedia.com. If you're a BGSU fan, make sure to tune into WBGU 88.1 FM at the conclusion of this one. The Zig Zone will be starting up at 4 p.m. Myself and Lucas Kleinmeyer are two men's and women's soccer beat writers. We'll be there to talk all things men's and women's soccer, as well as Bowling Green football's loss to Texas A&M last night, and a big weekend for the BGSU volleyball team.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Bowling Green's football team. You know, despite the two losses between Penn State and Texas A&M, they've kept it close, and really goes to show that there's a lot of talented players in the MAC conference.
There's a breakaway for Olivia Dahl. She's got some space. Christina Erman comes to challenge, but Dahl will send it into the box, and that's a look, and Vukas will have to make a save. As look at another one that came off the head of Gilmore going towards the goal on a challenge with Grace Tursky there in the box, but it'll get sent out, and Toledo will have a throw near the midfield line after a clearance there by Gilmore.
I know we definitely keep mentioning Madison Vukas a lot, but it's kind of hard not to with how she's been able to do so far. Another save for her. Definitely more contact going on between some Rockets and Falcons going on.
Green will send it back to Vukas. As much success as Toledo has had, Bowling Green still managed to dominate this game in terms of offensive pressure. Even through a couple of chances that we've seen in the second half, Toledo has to rely mostly on spontaneous looks that come off of quick, not completely planned chances. Bowling Green has had the luxury with their possession of forming their own looks and their own chances.
You can't get outworked. That's just the bottom line. You got to find that rhythm, and that's what's gonna get you where you need to be.
Here's Babel over to Erdman as they have some space here in front of the box. Erdman's going to take a shot. Great height on that one. Agnes Stenlin just had to reach up and grab that one. And a shot on goal for Erdman, but he'll go the other way for Toledo.
Yeah, we take a look at the shots on goal so far. Bowling Green with 5 and Toledo with 4. You kind of think that despite the tied game and the goals that they've been able to create, you kind of think to yourself, not just BG, but both sides have had opportunities to really set sail and try to put the game away, but it doesn't seem that way so far.
Yeah, the game is definitely wide open for either team to score that third goal and get those extra points. 30 minutes, just past the mark here in the second half. 1-1 is your score. Toledo had their opener, a goal, Delaney Rivallo, in the first few minutes that put them up 1-0, but Bowling Green equalized. It was Lexi Zerwin in a couple of minutes into the second half that made it 1-1. Here's Rivallo on a attempt at a sliding pass that's taken away by Reagan Riley and sent out of bounds on a missed pass.
Yeah, it's really all about setting up the plays really well here, and we've seen a lot of balls go out of bounds this second half so far, so just got to find a better way to execute on passes for both sides.
Kamo Mockery back in the game after a brief break. Chloe Tortellini checks out. There's Reagan Riley. 1-on-1. She's getting crowded, and that's another foul. That's going to be on Emily Mann, the midfielder. Tara has really just, she's been a subject of a lot of the pressure that Toledo's been putting on, because they know how vital she really is to the offense, and they know putting the pressure on her can lead to a couple of looks on the offensive side, but she's done a great job of handling it overall, as here she is on the ball.
Yeah, it looked like at the end there, it looked like a little bit of 2-on-1 action, so like you mentioned, she's done a really good job so far being part of that offensive presence. I know we keep talking about presence, but that's the name of the game here. So
Toledo will take a throw in here as we've got another substitution. The freshman Cameron Cole, another striker substitution, will check in for the grad student. Grace Tursky will likely see her checking back in later in this one, as the grad student will likely finish off the game for them. Credit to the freshman. Suzanne Euler to Whitehead, back to Sullivan. Sullivan looking to get past Babel, but Erdman will block her out of the touch, and they'll get a Bowling Green throw in.
Definitely trying to capitalize on this throw in right here.
There's Gardner looking for Babel, but taken away by Murata. Here's Zerwin. Stransky over there on the right side. They've got some players forward here. Still try to attempt a ball in, but pretty decent defense by Ravallo over there, and it'll be another Bowling Green corner kick on that right side.
It would not shock me if Bowling Green gave Toledo a taste of their own medicine right here and possibly get a score off of corner kick.
No stranger to goals off corner kicks. Of course, Laney Ravallo's opening Toledo goal was off of a corner. They go close to Hoekstad here. They'll send it to Ehrman, who'll send it into the box for Stransky. Stransky got a head on it, but right into the body of Agnes Stenlin, and she'll dive on it and take it back for Toledo.
Yeah, right there, just definitely not pointed the right way.
Yeah, that ball just maybe got a little too close for comfort to the goal there. Toledo trying to make something happen as that one gets past Gilmore, but Green is there to clean it up, and she'll send it in the trees over the fence.
Almost out of the fence, too.
Bryn Gardner will check out the Falcons. Christine Erdman will check out as well. That's Haley Wolf checking in and, for the Falcons. We saw good things from Wolf in the first half, generally playing a midfield position, but she had a lot of good chances on the ball and she's shown a lot of confidence really as a freshman as she comes the other side of the field now as they switch sides.
Again, and that's what we talked about when freshmen want to get attention, for playing these, big games, is having a lot of confidence is definitely something that's going to get a lot of people's attention, because no matter whatever hits the fan, you still have to have that good confidence. Otherwise, if you don't, things aren't going to go right.
Freshman Morgan Spiller gets taken away by Wolf, and they're going to try to go the other way here with depleted numbers as Babel, the only one really forward here, and yeah, she'll just clear it out. Give Toledo a throw in their own half.
Definitely a lot of Falcons swarming on their own side of the field. Obviously not where they want to be, but still keeping that defense alive.
There's a mockery on Taylor Green. Looks like a mockery will be called a foul there. That's like a big arm grab. That's a big no-no, especially what she kind of did there, where she grabbed Taylor's arm and kind of pulled it behind her back.
Yeah.
That can be a pretty dangerous move. That's refs generally frown upon.
Yeah, but I don't blame the intensity that Amakri has brought for the Rockets so far. We saw it unfold in the first half, and that's something that we just plain simply cannot ignore. But like you said, Henry, that's a big no-no.
Yeah, she's really increased the pressure on these two, especially Gilmore and Green back here in the Bowling Green defensive line, and it hasn't really came to much early on, but all it takes is for one mistake that she forces on Gilmore and Green, and it can lead to a really good scoring chance for Toledo, as luckily another foul will be called. So it might have been on a mockery again over there on the opposite side of the field, this time near the Toledo bench, and it looks like she's shown a yellow. Second one of this game. First one. Second one for Toledo, first one of this half.
We always talk about minimizing mistakes, and that's something that you don't want to see is a yellow card, especially no matter what type of momentum that your team has. So Mockery has been given the warning shot.
Looks like it'll be Gilmore to take the free kick right next to the Toledo bench. Gilmore, one of the seniors honored today at Senior Day at the Battle of I-75. Big ceremony pregame highlighting all of the players' accomplishments throughout their years at Bowling Green and highlighting the people that got them there. So there'll be a lot of the parents that do so much for these players and take them to practices and go to big tournaments, especially these players, the amount of travel that they deal with in travel ball in high school and normal high school games, and now coming to play at college where they have to do extremely long road trips for a lot of these games that they play, especially non-conference.
Yeah, it's definitely a special ceremony to watch because you look at all the accolades that they have, and like you mentioned, Henry, the journey that got them there. You know, it's these seniors, they've been on that grind since the very first day that they touched the field, and they have done a really solid job, and we're definitely proud of all of them.
And regardless of how much recognition a lot of athletes get compared to others and how much money some programs make compared to others, all of these athletes work equally as hard to be able to not just maintain their athletic shape and maintain their athletic ability, but be able to work in college and pursue a degree at the same time. It takes a lot of work, and all of these players deserve the credit that they sometimes do get or sometimes do not get. Substitutions here coming in for Bowling Green. Elena Unkefer will check in for Lily Babel as we reach the 23-minute mark. Your score, Bowling Green 1, Toledo 1. Thrown here right in front of Coach Chris Fox. I'll be bounced around a little bit by the Toledo defenders.
Now it's really just a matter of time on who is really going to prevail right here, but Bowling Green trying to get things going right here.
Another foul call. It looked like that was another arm grab, this time on freshman Gabby Anulaire. It looks like it'll be Butera taking it. She was challenging Lexi Zerwin. Butera tries to take it quickly, but not allowed. The refs have had their hands full today. Both these teams are pretty riled up, and they've been playing their hearts out all day. And when that happens, the refs they tend to get a lot more heat. The more heated the game is.
Yeah, it was just only a matter of time considering, you know, up here on top of the press box, we've seen a lot of pushing and shoving going on down the field. So it was just only a matter of time before the refs really started to become really focused on that.
There's a free kick in for Butera. Looked like she looked for Taylor Green there in the box, but it just goes right to Agnes Dillon, and there'll be no shot there for Bowling Green. But yeah, the more physical that this game has gotten, the refs have really started to crack down, it seems, especially in these past 10 minutes, trying to clean it up a little bit. As we did see a couple players start to get hurt at the end, a couple of Toledo players. And
yeah, one of those being Delaney Rinaldo, who had a big moment at the end of the half, but she was all good, which is a great sign.
There's Emily Haller had a look on goal, but Agnes Dillon makes a pretty easy save. Maybe looking for Emma Stransky on the cross, but nothing quite there.
One of the BJ Falcons went down looking for the call, and she definitely got it this time. I believe that was number 38 of Christine Erdman.
Senior Jaden Frugeri will check in for Rig and Riley over there at the right back position. Those two have switched out. This will be their second time this game. Likely Frugeri will finish it out the final 20 minutes of that position.
Correction, the Falcon who fell was actually number 36 of Emma Stransky.
There's a freshman Spiller on the ball. Wolf will take it away. Great job by her. She's going to look. She's got a couple players forward. Spiller now giving up on it. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
That looked like it might have been a clean tackle if she wasn't already behind and tried to wrap around, but.
Yeah, she took a big slide right there.
Yeah, Wolf took a heavy hit and looked like she was feeling a little bit of a limp as she takes this throw in. Gilmore was trying to receive the Stenlin cross there, and a little bit of a miss, but Green recovers her, and Vukas will retain.
And who was there once again on the Toledo side? Hamakri.
to that pressure that she's been putting on all game. Especially, it comes to fruition when they're ready to just take that ball and think they don't have much pressure back there because of the goalkeeper's ball, and she's right there. That's pressing it. Here's Emily Haller with a great look. She has Stedland coming out, and she has the ball. Stedland misses the grab, but wow, that was a sequence there as Emily Haller had a bunch of open space. The only thing between her and the goal was Stenland, and Stenland came out and managed to just keep Haller out of the goal. She had an open net, but it was a combination of her and Abigail Murata that managed to keep the ball out of the goal there.
But what a job by Toledo right there to get swarmed all around her, and just they knew the goalie was in trouble the minute that she slid, and they immediately came to her rescue there. So good job by the Rockets defense.
Yeah, managing to come out of that without a goal scored is impressive for that Toledo defense. That was a really great look for the Falcons. Couple of substitutions in. First for the Falcons, Alexis Sopralis comes in for Michelle Hoekstadt. For Toledo, it'll be Brooklyn Whitehead checking back in for the freshman Spittler. It looks like that will be Chloe Tadolini coming back in as the other substitution.
So far in the second half, Bowling Green's shots on goal total is now up to 7 compared to Toledo's 4.
Yeah, Bowling Green's had more looks generally, especially the first half. Toledo started to even out as a nice takeaway there by Tadolini, and we'll give Toledo some space. Soprela's not going to give up on it, and yeah, that's a foul call. He was a chase down there, and that's an easy yellow right in front of the box. That's not a great look for Bowling Green there.
Yeah, number 19 trying to gather her thoughts. She's up and walking.
Yeah, she's up and limping. That was a pretty rough fall that she took. Hope she's okay. Looks like she'll be okay, is she? Talking to the ref now.
And I agree with you 100%, Henry. Definitely clear-cut call right there. Again, always got to minimize mistakes. Otherwise, you might find yourself in some trouble if you're Bowling Green right here. And for Toledo, too. For example, Amakari, she's already gained a yellow card, too, so she's definitely on thin ice right now. So, physicality, physicality, physicality.
Tadolini will take the free kick. Sopralis and Wolf building a wall, but see if Tadolini can send us in the box. There's a mockery. Had a look on goal. It looked like it hit off of her chest there, and didn't quite go towards the goal area she was looking for.
Yeah, it definitely zigged when it should have zagged right there. So again, it's those missed opportunities that we always talk about.
Yeah, decent look there. In front of the goal is Sopralis, and Tadolini getting into it again. Tadolini prevails. She's going to try to get past Wolf here on the right side, but
a little bit of a jersey grab there. Wolf, she was looking for a call right there, and she's not able to get it, and definitely displeased, and rightfully so.
We've had a lot of time between playing time here. There's so many fouls coming here in the second half. It's really been between those two over there in the right side for the past couple of minutes, Sopralis and Tadolini. As it'll be Tori Lyncha to take the free kick over here, right near the right sideline. That one sent into the box. A header not quite there. Whitehead had a chance. Falling down, and it'll go the other way for Bowling Green.
And 24 of Wolves came down with her.
Toledo's offense really been ramping up here as we reach the 16-minute mark. Again, your score, Bowling Green 1, Toledo 1. If this result retains, Bowling Green will go to 1-0-1 in MAC play on the year. Toledo will go to 0-1-1 after the loss to Kent State on Thursday. Here's a look for Haley Wolf that goes just out of bounds as Sullivan will retake, and Toledo will take a throw in right outside Bowling Green territory.
Yeah, the setup for Wolf there was actually really nice, just a little bit too far out ahead and just not able to get it back in bounds in time.
Samakri one-on-one with Green as
Gutierrez
will look.
A little bit of three-on-one action there.
Good shutdown of Amakri there. She was unable to turn around and face the goal. She had to drop back, and Toledo will retake the throw in for Sullivan. And and she'll do it again as it's knocked right back out.
Elena took a bit of a fall right there. Big tumble again.
Whitehead and Unkefer got into it there, and that one will go the other way for Bowling Green. Toledo fans don't like the call.
I guess you could say Whitehead has definitely been a part of that, you know, aggressive pressure so far in the second half. You know, she's made a lot of contact for sure.
Again, we've talked about the two different seasons that these teams have had, and I think the one thing we've learned so far is that regardless of the season that each team is having, this game is competitive, and it's going to be physical, and they're going to play tight regardless of what the two teams have done the rest of the year.
Yeah, no doubt. Just a great display of both offense and defense. Just no one's really prevailing right now, but then again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's what makes games like this really, really competitive and special at the end of the day.
Taylor Green, not a great touch there as Whitehead looks for a mockery, but Wolf is there to save the day. That could have been a good chance for a mockery if the ball was right. 15 minutes left in the first half. Not much time. It's going to tick down fast for both these teams that are looking for the winning goal.
Yeah, this second half has definitely flew by as play progresses. Nice setup here from Wolf.
A lot of white shirts here in offensive territory for Bowling Green as looking for Emily Haller on the ball, not quite there, and it's knocked out for a Bowling Green throw-in.
Buddy in the orange polo thought he got a nice souvenir right there, but that is not the case.
There's Lynn for receiving the throw-in. That one, pass not really going to anyone there, and a mockery will try to take it the other way. A lot of space for Toledo up here in the midfield.
But you look at Bowling Green, they're swarming around, just trying to create zero separation for Toledo right now, and they're doing an amazing job of doing that as time ticks away here at the second half.
Rivaldo was really looking for that ball. She came all the way up from a defensive spot to try to chase the ball back into the Bowling Green goalkeeping zone. But Bowling Green will retain possession. Here's Frigerio looking for the ball forward to Haller. Haller has some space, and she'll get a knockoff. She has an open shot at the goal, and a great save by Stenlund. That was kicked off in open space. Irwin with the look, but it's sent out by Toledo, and they'll go the other way. That was a lot of open space again for Emily Haller. Another great look for her. This time to Zerwin, but again, just not quite able to make it happen.
And that'll make that, well, scoreboard change right here, but it looked to be 8 shots on goal, but I think there might be a little bit of miscommunication right there. As Bowling Green gets another shot at a goal right here.
Here's Stransky really close on a one-on-one, but Stenlund will come out and get the ball before it reaches Stransky's hands. So we have another foul call. It looks like it was offside as the flag is raised. A lot of substitutions ready to come in here for Bowling Green. See them in the next couple of minutes. Likely the last wave. Get down to the last 12 minutes of this one in the 34th Battle of I-75 right here at Cochran Stadium.
You know, we've talked about Madison Vukas and how she's done on goal, but we got to give props to Toledo's goalie too, Agnes Stenlund. She's done a very solid job too. So trying to keep Bowling Green out of their territory. So got to give credit where credit is due at the end of the day.
Stenlund's been looking for improvement. She has a save percentage of around 78%. That's good for about 10th in the MAC right now. Will definitely improve that though after her performance today. She's really looked great.
Definitely there's definitely always room for improvement. And we have a Toledo player down.
Another foul. That was a 1v1 Lexi Zerwin on Chloe Toddolini there. That'll be another foul on Bowling Green.
Luckily she was able to get up right there and walking along.
Toledo trainer coming out to check on Toddolini. She's already walking around, looks like. She'll get checked on and possibly subbed off. Might be a go with a cut here, as we'll have a couple other substitutions as well for Toledo.
Yeah, we've seen a couple players today get the absolute wind knocked out of them, and you know, it's always a tough sight to see, you know, especially these athletes. They put their bodies on the line every single time that they go out there, and you really have to commend their efforts for that.
Olivia Dalt will replace Toddolini. So we have a bit of a pause in play right now as they get everything sorted out between substitutions, and looks like the ref talking to Emily Mann right now about maybe trying to clean it up a little bit, give them a bit of a talk about being clean the rest of the way here. There's a mockery off of the free kick, and Butera will knock it right into the feet of Whitehead, but Vukas will clean it up as it goes about 10 feet to the right of the goal, right in front of her. Here's Gilmore looking to give Bowling Green some possession here as a takeaway there. That's Dahl, who just came into the game, and Butera, fighting with her, will give it away and give it to Toledo for the throw-in.
And a big loud reaction for the Toledo sideline. They probably thought that ball went out of bounds a lot sooner and wanted the call sooner than expected, but they eventually got it.
There's Rosario, who will send it into the Bowling Green bench. We'll have another throw-in as the 4 subs I mentioned earlier will finally come in. For Bowling Green, Lee Babel will be the first to check in. Alexis Sopralis, Elaine Unkfer, and Rosario, some of the players to come out. Michelle Hoekstadt will check in, as well as Reagan Riley will come in for the Falcons. Bryn Gardner, they're at the striker position as well.
Taylor Green with the possession.
Green. Riley looking to get that one out, but it'll go right to her for a throw, and that should send to Green. She's Butera, that will send to Gilmore as Bowling Green will try to get a bit more of their possession-based looks going after it's been a bit of an end-to-end second half, especially with all the fouls that we've seen and all the free kicks, all the throw-ins. That one goes skying into the stands for Toledo, and it'll be a Bowling Green throw-in.
Looked like it was coming right at us, too.
Wind knocks it down. Luckily, we'll have to call another day. Here's Haley Wolf for Gilmore.
Now they're trying to find that separation that they've been looking forward to for the whole entire second half, but
not a great pass there from Cole as freshman striker will give it right back to her after that was looked to be a decent chance. Amakri was getting forward there, but to no avail for Toledo. Under the 10-minute mark, 1-1 is your score in the 34th Battle of I-75. It's been a bit of a slow second half. It's gone by pretty fast with all of the stoppage that we've seen.
Yeah, you look at both halves so far, and they're actually pretty comparable. Both sides had a goal to start out at both halves, and then you kind of slows down the momentum of each side for a little bit. You know, as we've mentioned numerous times on this broadcast, it's all about who can prevail, who's going to take those opportunities and run with them. It just seems like no other team, both sides just can't really get anything going right now. It feels like a defensive game for the most part.
Mockery with a decent look there, looking for Whitehead on a run off the right side, but that one will be covered by Vukas. We're going to go the other way. Here's Gilmore now. The Mockery tailing her, she'll get it past another defender and look towards the midfield. It's Reagan Riley now. Looking for Garner, for Hoekstadt. For Zerwin over here, looking towards the other side of the midfield, a bit of space. She'll go over to Babel on the left side as they try to look forward. It's a one-on-one between Babel and Sullivan. Babel will send it back to Wolf. As a Whitehead on her, that one will go out of bounds for a Bowling Green throw-in.
Nice defense from Whitehead right there, just staying on top of business as she has been doing this entire match so far.
It's really physical defense. It'll be interesting to see if it ends up working as we get towards this end of this game. They've been playing really tight all game, trying to force the ball out of Bowling Green's chances. Here's a great run by Emma Stransky. She had a great look as she dribbled into the box, but that one's taken away, and it'll go the other way for Cameron Cole. Again, another great play by those Toledo defenders. That was Delaney Ravallo there on that takeaway for the Rockets. Here's Isabel Gilmore. for Stransky. For Hoekstad, as here's another chance as she'll send that into the box looking for Gardner. Runs off the head of a Teal player, and Sullivan will clean it up in the middle of the box. Goes back to Babel, another one-on-one for these two. Nice roll move by Babel as Whitehead will join in on the defensive attack as Babel sends that in the box. Knocked away by Toledo. Butera.
Bowling Green trying to still keep themselves in Toledo territory here, and they're doing a good job of that.
Here's Hoekstad looking for another ball in the box. That one's blocked away by Ravallo. Another great play by her, and it'll be another throw-in. Toledo hanging on by a thread right now. Bowling Green pressuring heavily here. 7 minutes left. 1-1 game here in the 34th battle of I-75. Urza hit a header off the head of a Toledo defender, and that'll be an own goal. And Bowling Green takes the lead in unorthodox fashion here. 2-1 on the own goal. That could have been number 6, Abigail Murata. It was a free kick from Hoekstad that was going in the middle of the box in a contest. We saw that from Gilmore early where it almost didn't work out in her favor, but Murata gets the short end of the stick on this one.
Yeah, I think you and I talked about it in the first half. Scoring your own goal on your own goal is something that neither team wants to have on themselves, and just happened to be one of those moments. Not that they did it on purpose, but, you know, obviously it was a bounce off the head of a Toledo defender, like you said, and whatever gets the job done for Bowling Green, and now they have the lead 2-1.
Emma Stransky will get the credit on that goal and assist for Emma Butera.
Yeah, good job by Emma Stransky for making her presence known right there. You know, she was definitely on the attack right there. I saw her swarming around a lot, you know, trying to get away from Toledo defenders, and ultimately she got the job done for BG. But about 6 minutes of play here at Cochran Stadium.
Here's Gardner on another look. There's a lot of space over here on the right side. Can they make it 3? I mean, putting themselves in position, 6 minutes left. Will they be able to hold on? Here's Gardner into the box. That one's sent away by the Toledo defense. Skied up for Hoekstad here in the middle of the field.
Now at this current point in time, you want to try to extend the lead, but you also want to try to play keep away too, because, you know, Toledo and their offense, they're no slouch, and you don't want to give them a good shot to try to tie things up here with just a little over than 5 minutes to go here in this match.
They proved that they can score quickly and easily when they scored their first goal at the beginning of the first half. It did not take them 5 minutes even to get their first goal on the board, as here's a Mockery with a little chance here for Toledo, but Reagan Riley will force that out to the left side, and Mockery will go one-on-one with her as they look into the box across here looking for Whitehead. Wolf will send it out. Whitehead again looking for the cross, but that'll be sent out by Bowling Green. Here's Sullivan to take the throw in. Under 5 minutes now. 2-1 Bowling Green looking to hold on to their second win in 2 games in MAC play.
The ball will go out once again for Bowling Green. Mockery with a little bit of a chip down there.
Startolini looking for some space up there, but sent back to Sullivan. Bowling collapses on the ball. Babel will send it out. Sullivan another throw in. We're here on this close right side. Wind picking up, clouds coming in. Similar to the environment of this game, with Bowling Green closing in on their first win here at Cochran Stadium in MAC play.
We talk about the intense weather that we might have later this afternoon. I'm talking about the intensity of Bowling Green's defense right now. Definitely been very, very noticeable right now. And it's just been the name of the game all year long for this team, and it's been on full display today, despite having some hiccups along the road.
Yeah, despite ending the streak of 4 straight shutouts, going back to Cleveland State, they still have had an impressive defensive performance, especially from Madison Bucas, goalkeeper, and Isabel Gilmore, Taylor Green, the 2 defenders who've been back there all game.
Looked like someone got nailed by the ball there on the sideline right there.
You know, looking for Ravallo back there, but she wasn't able to attain and goes back into the Bowling Green bench.
It comes at you so quick.
Toledo trying to hurry up, get the ball back. 3.5 minutes left in this one. Here's a Mockery with Green on her. A Mockery tries to get in the box. That one blocked by Gilmore. A Mockery with another chance. That one skies to the other side of the box, and it'll be Whitehead. He takes it. Dunulair. There's Wolf. Wolf will get the takeaway. Send it over to Babel. Bowling Green will try to send it out and live another day with the lead here. This is Irwin. Maybe had a chance there to get some space if she didn't send it back to the goalkeeper, but Bowling Green extremely defensive-minded right now.
You have to wonder if you're Toledo right here on what you could do better to try to make things more easy, but there's no such thing as easy in any sport.
There's a look for Whitehead, and another great takeaway by Haley Wolf over there, doing work on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, Haley's done a really good job. She's been all over the place, and that's something that's going to get a lot of people's attention throughout this match, and I'm sure Coach Fox is really, really impressed with her performance so far.
There's a shot on goal, but Madison Vukas makes the save. Almost under 2 minutes now. They're going to try to take down as much clock as they can. And 2-1 is your score. If Bowling Green hangs on to this lead, they will improve to 2-0 in MAC play. 5-2-1 overall. Toledo will fall to 3-5-1 this loss, and 0-2 to MAC play. Again, if it stands. Here's Taylor Green moving up some space here in the midfield. She'll send it over to Hoekstad. Try to create some space on the right side with Emma Stransky on the ball. Looking to bring Gardner. One-on-one here with Linsha. Oh, man.
Big slide right there.
Tackle from Stransky. That caught Linsha. It looked like Stransky was going for a ball there.
And Tori Linsha is down on the field right now.
Stransky will get yellow card for that. That clock stops here with 1:32 left, and this one as the trainer comes out to check on Tori Linsha, grad student out of Medina, Ohio. Imagine she had 3 seasons at Xavier before transferring to Toledo. Played every game so far in 2024. An assist on the year against Central University.
Yeah, even though it was a good distance away, it was still a pretty decent collision there. So hopefully Tori's able to get back on her feet as the trainer examines what's going on right now. She's sitting upright, but she is still down right now. Yeah,
we've seen mentioned time and time again all the physicality through this game, and we saw a couple injuries at the end of the first half, and I guess players start to tire out. Body starts to give up on them just a little bit. So hopefully Linsha is okay. Well, we have a second for post-game content. This game, make sure to check out the recap. Posted a couple hours after the game on bgfalconmedia.com. The highlight package will be posted tonight. Make sure to check out the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to catch that. Linsha will get up and looks like has a bit of a limp, but she'll walk out under her own power. It's great to see for the grad student.
Yeah, once again, big collision for her, so hopefully everything's all good for her. She is walking back with a little bit of a limp, though, but she is up and moving, and that is always a great sign to see, no matter what athlete, when it comes to injury.
Toledo will get a free kick, 1.5 minutes here to attempt to get the game-tying goal. They're going to have a stoppage of play here, and Toledo's going to sprint to get this free kick right past the midfield line in the Bowling Green territory here.
Yeah, if you're Toledo, you do not waste any time, especially with a little over a minute of play here. You have to try to come up with a big opportunity if that means late-game heroics for the Rockets.
That one's sent into the box. Ravallo touches it initially, but that one's cleared out. And Emma Stransky has a look up midfield. She has a lot of open space challenged here by Sullivan, but was well past the midfield. Now closer to the box on the left side 45 seconds taken down. She's just going to try to take it to the corner, and that one's kicked out for a Bowling Green throw, and as Stransky falls to the ground, wants a foul.
Yeah, she did a good job of trying to waste clock right there, as 37 seconds remain on the clock here at Cochran Stadium, and Bowling Green will make a substitution right here.
So Lily Babel will check out. Final adjustments for Fox as Emily Holler will check in to finish out these final 37 seconds as the clock stopped ahead of this throw in here for Haley Wolf.
Well, Henry, it's definitely desperation time for Toledo. No doubt about that.
Yeah, they're going to need something fast if they want to get to the ball. To the other side of their zone, all the way pinned in the back corner of Bowling Green's territory right now. Haley Wolf taking another throw as that one's knocked out. Clock ticking, 25 seconds. Another whistle blown. That's a foul on Bowling Green. Here we go, 20 seconds for Toledo to get the ball all the way down towards the Bowling Green goal as that one's deflected by Gardner on the free kick, and
it's going to take a lot for Toledo to really get down there and try to make something happen.
Stransky won another foul. Hoekstad in possession. 6-5-4. The clock will tick down. And Bowling Green will win the 34th Battle of I-75. And they'll improve to 2-0 in MAC play.
Yeah, it wasn't the start of the game that Bowling Green really envisioned with that corner kick goal from Toledo, but they stayed in it throughout the entire match, and they were able to get where they needed to be, and 2-1, the final score. And like you said, they'll improve in their rankings for MAC conference play. Really good job by the Falcons today.
Bowling Green improves to 2-0. As of right now, they'll stand at least near the top, tied for the top of the MAC standings. Your 2 goals, Lexi Zerwin with the first goal for Bowling Green at the beginning of the first half. And Emma Stransky credited with the second goal. That was on the own goal by Abigail Murata. But Bowling Green improves to 2-0 in MAC play. They improved to 5-2-1 overall on the day. But looking at Toledo, it's pretty disappointing for them how impressive their defensive was all day and maintaining their lead or their tie, but just listed at the end, Carter.
And not just their defense, their offense too. I mean, we've said it numerous times throughout this broadcast that Toledo knew the defensive presence that Bowling Green had, and they tried to make every opportunity matter in those moments, and they did a really good job of trying to, get Bowling Green out of their rhythm right there. But Bowling Green stayed in it throughout the whole entire match, and although it ends their streak of shutouts, it was still an impressive performance for the Falcons today, and we can't wait to see how they improve moving forward as the season goes along.
Yeah, MAC play just beginning on the second game of the year. MAC play will continue for the Falcons as they take on OU right here at Cochran Stadium. That'll be Thursday at 7 p.m. Then they'll follow it up at Oxford next Sunday at a 1 p.m. game against Miami, Ohio. That'll do it for us here with BGSU Women's Soccer on Falcon Radio. For another soccer radio broadcast, make sure to tune in to WBGU 88.1 FM for the men's broadcast between Bowling Green and Eastern Illinois. That'll do it for Henry Costco and Carter Leonard. Here I'd like to give a big thanks to Lucas Kleinmeyer, our sports content director, Tyler Kavlitz, our sports production director, who makes all of this possible here on top of the press box at Cochran Stadium, as well as Carl Smith, our Falcon media manager. That'll do it for us here. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you Tuesday night against Bowling Green and Eastern Illinois.